All right, Miles. The Oregon Ducks find themselves in the college football news recently. They made a very massive move to this roster, a key addition to this football team as they head into a pivotal year. Obviously, there's a lot of restructuring going on in major college football. So this could be one of Oregon's last chances to win the Pac-12 the way it's currently structured. And this move they just pulled off right here could be huge for them to do just that.
Yeah, Nick, I think Dan Lanning and co. hit again on another massive pickup through the transfer portal, building on their foundation from last year. Obviously, they got guys last year like Christian Gonzalez or Bo Nix. Huge additions from the transfer portal. I think today we're going to tell you the story where they've done it once again. But before we get into all that, I want to ask the Ducks fans in the comments below. Had a lot of great players on this team. We're talking about some great players today, but I want to know, who is your favorite Oregon skill player on the offensive side of the ball of all time? There's been a ton of guys that probably fit in more position than one, true athletes out there on the field. So let us know in the comments below, who's your favorite Oregon skill player on offense of all time? Let us know in the comments below. But Nick, nonetheless, what is the next latest of the big signings that Oregon has made?
Yeah, Maya, so you brought up the word athlete, and I think this report fits that to an absolute T. If you want to go and throw up the report, this is from Hayes Fawcett, breaks a lot of great college football news from On3 Sports. Great follow on Twitter for anyone who has a Twitter account. I'll read from the report here real quick. Former USC wide receiver Gary Bryant Jr. has committed to Oregon. The 5'11", 180-pound wide receiver will have 3 years of eligibility remaining. Bryant was ranked as the overall number one athlete in the 2020 class. So this is obviously a massive get for the Oregon Ducks. And I do want to say this real quick for anyone who's not too familiar with Gary Bryant Jr. It's not like this guy went to Southern Cal and was a total bust. He just kind of got buried in the depth chart, but he still was productive in 2021. He did have 44 catches, almost 600 receiving yards, 7 receiving touchdowns, throwing a rushing touchdown as well. So he was productive in that Southern Cal offense. So it's not like this guy was a bust. He just wasn't getting the reps he thought he should get at Southern Cal. Instead, Oregon gets him. So again, great job by Lanning and company. They ding a big time rival and they get a massive weapon here in Bryant Jr. Miles, what do you think the Oregon Ducks getting this player and just everything with this program right now?
Yeah, Nick, I like the signing. I think it is another addition to a pretty solid wide receiver core that Oregon already has. This 2023 roster is going to be huge for Bo Nix and co. to be able to try to come back and light it up once again. I think Oregon is looking better and better as the days go on. But I love this move, Nick, because they're starting to get more and more of these big-time athletes. We see this guy come out of high school, and he was a very highly ranked recruit. He goes to a school like Southern Cal, a true blue chip, blue collar program from back in the day. Have won multiple championships before. They looked very, very promising. But then he realized, okay, I don't get all the time that I want at Southern Cal. Where's another really good program that I could bring my talents to? As you said, he wasn't just a bust. He wasn't a bad player. He's a good player wanting to play on another good team and get some more time. And they immediately pick out a team like Oregon, who's getting a lot of these good guys that maybe go to a team like Southern Cal, and it's just the roster's too flooded. There's too many of these high-quality players. They can't get the time they need. But Oregon is becoming that program where all the good players feel like they can fit in, and the offense really fits their scheme, fits their needs as an elite-level player. So, Nick, I think this is big for Oregon going forward. I think they can potentially get a lot more of these top-level guys to come play for them. And I really am excited to see what this offense can do, what Bo Nix can do this season with all of these newfound weapons.
Yeah, and one thing I want to give a lot of credit to Lanning and company is that obviously the addition of Lincoln Riley to Southern Cal kind of upset the Pac-12 hierarchy there for a little bit, just because Lincoln Riley brought in so many transfers and continues to do that at USC. Credit to Lanning and company realizing that there was already a lot of talent existing on the West Coast before Lincoln Riley showed up and kind of usurped a lot of their talent with a lot of his transfers from his time in Oklahoma. Lanning recognizes that and he goes after and gets commits from guys like Bryant Jr., who are kind of unfortunately buried behind some of these new guys that Riley brought in Southern Cal. And Bryant Jr. is a good football player. I think he's going to be a day one impact guy for this Oregon offense. I think he's going to potentially have a huge year for this football team. He's a guy who can do a lot of different things, great speed, good size, good football player. Loved having the ball in his hand, can just kind of make things happen for this Bo Nix-led offense. So this is, again, a great job for this Oregon Ducks team, adding another weapon to Nix, but it also shows a little savviness in the recruiting game, their transfer portal game, understanding that what Lincoln Riley did to bring in transfers from out of the California area open an opportunity for them to take advantage of people that are feeling a little disgruntled, a little buried at Southern Cal, and bring in quality players onto their side. So good move overall for the adding to the roster, but also a smart way of going about it. And both those things shine really brightly for the Oregon Ducks future.